Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day, and today I'm going to be talking about the best books that I read in 2020. We all know that 2020 was something. It was something. However, I did have some really great reads. They're not at all paperbacks. For some reason, I read a lot, I listened to a lot of audiobooks, and most of them are part of my favorite books of the year. So, I don't have much physical book with me, but I'm going to put pictures so that you know which books I'm talking about. The only book that I have with me right now is Imagine Me by Tahira Mafi. This is the sixth and last book in the Shadow Me series, and obviously don't read it if you haven't read anything else from the series, but this one was the final book, and this series has a very special place in my heart, so obviously it's a favorite. I knew it would be a favorite even when I hadn't read it. I knew instantly that it would become my favorite, and since it was the last book in the series, it was very emotional. It was a roller coaster of emotions. I did a vlog about it, so if you want to go and check it out, I will leave it down below. But yeah, this is my baby, and I'm really sad that it's over, that the series is over, but I'm really excited to see what more series she's going to come with. The other book that I'm supposed to have, but I don't right now, because I lent it to one of my friends to read because I wanted him to read it absolutely because I loved that book so much. It is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first book in a duology. I'm currently reading the second book. It's taking me a while because I've been doing everything but reading recently, so it's just like, it's not that I don't like the book, not at all. I love it, but I just haven't found any time to do it. I just watch movies, watch TV shows, do pretty much everything else but read. So I will get back to it for the holidays. I will get back into reading, but I haven't finished it. This book is, if you don't know what it is about, it's basically a huge heist that these six people have to do together because they're the best of their own style of illegal stuff. I don't know how to explain this book. It's really hard because I don't want to give away too much spoiler because I got into the book honestly knowing nothing about it. Mostly that was from the Shadow and Bone world, and that's all I needed to read it, honestly, so just go and read it. The third book I have for you guys is called Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I have talked about this book a little bit on my channel. I have made a review about it. I love this book so much. I listened to this as an audiobook and it was amazing. I loved it so much. The story is really, I won't say unique because I've seen it many times now that I know that kind of trope. I see it everywhere, but it was the first time that I was reading this kind of story and it was really interesting. It's about this girl called Eliza. She makes graphic novels with a pseudonym, so nobody knows who she is, and she has an online best friend called Eliza. Ends up meeting the guy in real life, and he doesn't know who she is, obviously, because there's never been a picture of her face on the internet with her pseudonym, but she knows who he is. And so she's really scared of telling him the truth about who she is and exposing her to her online community. So it was really interesting. I really loved it, and they tackle issues in the book. And they were really interesting issues talking about depression, suicide, anxiety of performance anxiety, all these kind of things. It was a really great book. In fourth place, I have two books that are part of a series. It is called Love and Gelato and Love and Luck by Jenna Evans Welsh. They're not like a real series where you follow the main character throughout all the books. You follow different characters, but the theme and the story kind of stays the same. Not at all what I meant, but in the first book we follow this girl, and this girl has a friend, and in the second book we follow the friend. So like there is a link somewhere about all these characters, and obviously it's a contemporary love story. It's really interesting. These girls travel around the world. It's really interesting. I'm currently reading Love and Olive. This is the third book and it is in Santorini, Greece, which is so dreamy. I listen to all of these books as audiobooks. And finally, my fifth favorite book is not a book, it's a series, and it is the These Broken Stars series by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I read this series this year. It took me a long time to do it. I know it was like, this book is probably like 5 years old, so it took me a while, but I got to it, and it was so good. And the series is actually like the Love and Gelato series, where you have two main characters and the other books are two other main characters, but that we already know of in the world building. It's a really, really great series. I think I did a review. I probably did reviews for all of these books because I do reviews for the books that I love the most. So yeah. I have two French books, so if you're not interested, I'm really sorry. They have not been translated yet, but here they are. And there are contemporary romance novels. They're not part of a series, they're separated novels, and they were so good. I love them so much. They're really, really light, so it's not super complicated. You don't have a very complex history of the characters, but the relationship that they, well, separately develop is really interesting, and I love that there were parents in those books. Like, they exist. Most of the time in contemporaries, I don't know why, but the parents just disappear and they're not there in the story, which is not realistic at all, because if you're a teenager, you live with your parents. And I want to give a special shout out because I read this year The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. It's already a favorite for like literally everybody, so I'm not going to talk about it too much because everyone knows what it is, but I have reread this book this year and it has been like 7 years since I first read. I didn't actually read the first time. I listened to this as an audiobook. So it was my first time reading the book and I loved it as much as the first time that I listened to it. It was perfect, and yeah, I just wanted to give a special shout out to this book, but everybody knows that it's already a favorite for like everybody. So that was it, guys, for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Tell me down below which were your favorite books of 2020. I will be able to have more suggestions maybe and not read books that will disappoint me, because we are not up for that in 2021. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.